Justin, coming to a city like Chicago that's known for its defense, how do you feel that you have settled in with the guys around you and the coaches in your role in this new city?
These guys play hard, man. I like that. They play hard. Everybody's flying to the ball. Everybody wants to be around it. Everybody wants, like, if we rely, you looking people to top off the pile. Bodies to the ball. That's kind of what we're going for here. That's what everybody's trying to focus on. So I like that, like, a lot. That's kind of been the history of the Bears. Everybody flying to the ball and being real aggressive and real physical when it comes to those tackles and everything. So that's what we're on. He's about accountability. That's the first word that pops to my mind. Accountability. He holds all his guys accountable. From guys who are just not getting in the league to guys who've been in the league for 10, 12 years. Like, everybody's holding accountable. Focus, make sure everybody's running to the ball, make sure everybody's giving maximum effort in practice and everything. Because at the end of the day, he wants to be the number one hustle team in the league, and that's what we're pushing for every day in practice. So.
Last time we talked to you, you talked about it not being just about what you can do at the 3 tech, but it's about all 4 of you guys moving.
So
2 days into pads, how do you think that's developing, and what have you seen specifically from some of your teammates up and down that line?
We got some pretty fast D linemen. They're getting off the ball, just as hard as I get off the ball, and everybody's causing havoc in the backfield. Just as much as I am, and it's fun watching everybody put pads on, because obviously it looks different when you're in shirts and t-shirts and shorts. I don't know if you ask any linemen, they probably prefer to have full pads than shirts and shorts. But we've been waiting on these days, so you get to see what you really got, and we got some good stuff. So.
Looks like you had what could have been 2 sacks in that last period. You feel personally like, now that we've got pads on, I can really show what I'm doing here.
Oh man, like I said, I'm just finding my way in this scheme, man. Trying to figure out how all the moving parts work. You feel me? Not just more so just on the run side and the in the pass side. With the D line, just more so on the back end too. Because certain coverages mean certain blockers will last a little longer. You know what I'm saying? So or certain like if we're in man coverage. You know that the quarterback. Everybody's back to turn. So we got to have the quarterback. So your rushes is a little bit different. So like just getting on the same accord with that right there, and making sure everybody kind of knows that we're on the same page, and that's what we're working on right now. So that's probably the most exciting part about training camp, is the fact that we can all grind and get on the same page for the season. So
what goes through your head when it looks like,
I got a sack, turn around and the play goes on and it goes for a deep completion?
I mean, we're all working. You know what I'm saying? At training camp is not for one player; it's for everybody. So obviously, if you have a good rush, there's also things that you can work on. Like for me, I know one thing I could personally work on. Even if I do get a sack, I got to turn and run to the ball. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to go. That's something I have to get better at. So that's what I'm working on. But as a whole, like even if they completed something on the back end, I know when we get in film, it's not gonna happen again the next day. So that doesn't even worry me, because that's the type of guys we have in our defense. So.
You've been a productive player in the league before, but being here, is this an opportunity? Do you feel like you can be a better player in this defense, or is it pretty much just being plugged into the same position?
Honestly, I want to play 3 technique. Like if I could play 3 technique every year, that's what I do. I like playing 3 technique. That's a position I feel like I was born to play. That's just kind of what it is. Like I'm an explosive athlete. I get out the ball. I knock guys back. I disrupt plays. You know what I'm saying? I can rush. You feel me? And all the guys know that. You know what I'm saying? So this gives me the opportunity to be the beast that I know I am. So.
Why do you like 3 technique so much? What about the position?
Man, I put their hand in the dirt. It's man on man then. You know what I'm saying? That this is all the reps in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? Those sprints, those get-offs, you know what I'm saying? Those ball get-offs, those bag drills, this is everything that we're working on. My last year, I was in the frog stance. I'm not a frog stance player, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put that foot down and get in the dirt and get off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on, and that's what the guys expect out of me. So that's what I'm going to bring.
Eberflus's history is that he gets guys in the right position, gets guys that are perfect fits for his defense. Do you feel that? I mean, is there a comfort level that you feel in this? Can you feel that happening, I guess, as you get used to this defense?
Man, if anything, I trust Flus. That's just what it is. So if Flus say, hey, I think you'll be a better player. I think you'll make the scheme better. You play 3 technique. That's what I'm gonna do. If he said I feel like you play better, and you'll be better at the nose. That's what I'm gonna do, because I trust Flus. So he has the best. Excuse me. He has everybody's best interest in mind. Thank you. He has everybody's best interest in mind. So like I said, I trust him wholeheartedly.
Why do you trust him so much? I mean, do you know him very well?
Well, it's not more so what I know about him, but what his players say about him, and that's the biggest thing, when it comes to having a new coach and having a new coaching staff. What do your former players say about you? Like what did the guys that have been around you before say about you? And when I first got to the Bears, the first thing I went and talked to, went to talk to Isaac. Isaac was with Indiana. It was in Indianapolis. Quinn, who's here now with Indianapolis. So I've been talking to guys. Matt Adams. I've been talking to guys who've been there with him before, and they trust him. I trust those guys. So with that being said, like they love him, I love him for sure. So I came in a situation with, like I said, he has 100% of my trust.
Is there anything that Flus has done, or maybe Ellen Williams or Smith, that they have tweaked and said, hey, we think this will work better for you, and you've made that tweak and it has paid off so far?
Well, it's more so with Coach Trav. 'Cause I spent a lot more time with Coach Travis. In the D line room, and it's a couple things. Even certain things with a little step. Because like I said, the scheme I was in last year, you can kind of see it a little bit in this scheme sometimes because of how like a certain step. And Coach Travis been reminding me, let's get that right. Let's get that right. So when I get in my stance, let's replaying in my head. Let's get that right. Let's get that right. So every snap, I'm making sure that I apply that and make sure I get it up out of there. That's gonna make me a better player. That's gonna make the scheme so much better. Just like that. So.
If you get a push up front, would you ever say anything to the O linemen about what they did that allowed you to get through, or whether it's Justin Fields' cadence on a snap or anything? Do you ever tell them what you saw?
At the end of the day, we still the Chicago Bears. Whether we're offense, defense, we're still one team. You feel me? So after practice, we talk back and forth all the time. Even if I get blocked in the practice, I'm gonna ask them, like, hey, like. Was I too tight? Was I too loose? Like, was my step too flat? And they'll walk me through it. You feel me? The same as on my get off. What you can. Well, it changes depending on who's in the game. If Justin Fields in the game, I might look at one thing. If you know what I'm saying, if somebody else in the game, then I might look at something else. You feel me? So it just depends. It might be which centers in the game. If Sam Mustapha's in the game, and I see the way he's leaning on the snap or something, or if I see something, the tilt of the ball, I might be key that. You know what I'm saying? It might be a tackle's knee or a guard's knee. It just depends on who the personnel that's in the game at the time. You feel me? So yeah.
Justin, when you were in LA, did you play next to Linville Joseph?
I did.
What is the difference in having like a mammoth human being like that? I mean, he's a unique size of playing that position, so disruptive, to where you have like maybe a smaller nose tackle. Like, is there anything that you kind of take from that you can apply here that might make your job easier?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I think Angelo is a little bit taller than Linval. You know what I'm saying? But Linval's got a little more mass, so I had to look around him sometimes. But outside of that, I think our D line, what I'm saying, like I said, we're fast up front. We're really fast up front. You know what I'm saying? From our nose to our tackles to our ends, even to our rush linebackers. We got somebody sitting on the blitz. Like, we're fast. So that's one thing that was really surprising to me when I first got here too. Like, just the speed of the defense, and that's gonna be really scary.
I know you said it's not all about you and that you need your defensive ends, everybody, that D-line to be productive. What have you seen out of Al-Quindin Muhammad so far since he's been in Peds?
He's fast. He's fast. He's quick. He has good hands. He has good hips. You know what I'm saying? I see him going through the bags. And obviously, he's been in the scheme before, so he kind of knows his way around and everything. But he just looks like he's supposed to be there, if that makes sense. Like, he looks like he fits in really well, and, he understands the scheme itself, so he kind of knows where he can take his shots and where he can't. And he communicates that, with the other DNs and obviously with me in the room as well, which makes me a better player and smarter player as well. So that's kind of the best thing that I've seen so far with having him back. You know what I'm saying? So far as the fact that, he's in there with us, and he can tell us, like, hey, if we got this going on, then maybe you should loosen up a little bit because this is how I see it. All right, bet, let me go ahead and try it, and it works. You know what I'm saying? Or if it don't, I'll be like, hey, I don't know, maybe I should get a little tired here, and we'll try it, and if it doesn't work, then we'll talk again. But that's the purpose of training camp. And so, like I said, I'm glad he's back.
All right, 2-1.
Yesterday we were talking with Robert Quinn about his bend and his unique pass rush moves. And we've seen it. It seems like it's something hard to replicate. What's it like for you seeing it for the first time up close and personal?
Well, I don't know if everybody know, but Quinn used to wrestle, like really wrestle. So like when I see him bend and I see the way he gets through stuff and knowing that he has a wrestling background, like it makes a lot of sense. So it's just really crazy to see like how he put the two and two together and made it his own style of rushing, because he doesn't rush like anybody else in the league. It's just Quinn, and he does his thing, and it's really special. It's really unique and it's really special.
What are those conversations like between you and the ends when you guys kind of give each other a sack? They force the quarterback kind of right into your arms, or you flush him out right into theirs. You guys talk about that, like half of that is man, or you hold me on that one?
Well, I mean, I don't think we ever say like we're never like getting mad at each other. It's more so the communication thing. For me, like I know like just for instance like if I line up at a 3 technique and I see it's a tight end on the line, right, and I know that's my end is not going to have the best rush because of the tight end right there, or if it's a tight receiver here and I know he's not going to have the best rush, right, I'm going to do my best to make sure I really, really get up the field, you know what I'm saying, so he can kind of like work off that chip and maybe get inside, you know what I'm saying, or we can run the game to get him off that to make sure that he can have a better rush, a better quality rush, so we're not losing him, you know what I'm saying, because it's 4=1 when he goes pass rush. So you want to utilize everybody on the D line. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we operate, and that's like I said, the purpose of training camp, to get this communication down so that everybody's on the same page with that. Because once we all get on the same page with that, it's going to be real scary because the quarterback's worried about us versus everybody else on the defense.